From the Delhi studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rahul Gandhi has been disqualified. Now, this follows his conviction, and as I told you yesterday clearly, we must always remember that he has been disqualified and convicted for a casteist remark. For a casteist remark. The opposition has got together. They are feeling threatened, at least tonight. And the operational point phrase is that at least for tonight. At least tonight, the opposition is united, at least tonight. And the Lutyens media is very, very, very excited, really excited. The Lutyens media feels that this is the moment for Rahul Baba, that his conviction and his disqualification will neutralize the impact of his foolish remarks in the United Kingdom. And therefore, the Lutyens media is very happy. They feel this is the moment, this is the rallying point, that the conviction and the disqualification of Rahul Gandhi, according to the Lutyens media, is the adhesive, the immovable glue that will rally them all before the general elections. Once again, unfortunately, the Lutyens media has got it totally wrong. The opposition cannot rally around Rahul Gandhi. The opposition can never rally around Rahul Gandhi as their singular leader. So this is a very frayed and a very flawed show of unity. Ladies and gentlemen, it will not last. This opposition unity will not last. And even if it does, it will last only a few days till the next big news event blows it over. Besides, fundamental question, will the opposition take an anti-OBC line? Will they back Rahul Gandhi's casteist remark? Are they ready to say that we support the casteist remarks of Rahul Gandhi? Viewers, be practical. Forget the Lutyens' excitement. There is another angle. And I've been asking this question over the last few days, in fact. And it's time, I think, that we think about this. Is the BJP really not aware at all that the clearest and easiest and surest way to hyper sweep 2024 is by projecting Rahul? Is the BJP really not aware? Now, you can take this in any way in the context of today's decision. I think the BJP knows. I think they know what they are doing. And I think that is why also this opposition unity will not last for more than a few days. In the Madhya Pradesh elections, a few months away, the Aam Aadmi Party will fight the Congress on all seats. That is the reality. And Akhilesh has also made it clear that he is going to fight the Congress on all seats. That is the reality. Mamta is carrying out a nationwide anti-Congress mission, going from state capital to state capital, rallying political parties against the Congress. That is the reality. Today's support is tokenism. So Rahul's disqualification and the sudden and excitement around it will last just this week, ladies and gentlemen. I'm making a prediction. This excitement will last just this week. Let's debate. Ladies and gentlemen, debate number one. Rahul Gandhi disqualified. The political impact of the disqualification and the legal debate around it. That's at 9 and 10 today, ladies and gentlemen. The legal debate at 10, the political impact now, and here are the headlines this Friday evening on the debate tonight. Gandhi has lost his membership as a parliamentarian after being convicted for his casteist remarks.
सच बोलने वालों को लोकतंत्र के उसूलों के अनुसार लड़ने वालों का मुंह बंद करने के लिए उनको सदन से बाहर डाला गया है।
The Vadra Congress calls Rahul's disqualification a politically motivated move, alleges vendetta.
कांग्रेस पार्टी चाहती है और विशेष करके उनकी प्रमुख परिवार चाहती है उनके लिए एक अलग आईपीसी बने। प्रजातंत्र की इस इंस्टीट्यूशन में कानून सभी के लिए एक प्रकार होते हैं।
The BJP cites the People's Representation Act, says the action on Rahul Gandhi is based on law. And as per the law, Rahul Gandhi will not be able to contest elections for the next 8 years. How will it impact 2024?
We are confident that we will get a stay of conviction. A stay of conviction will remove the very basis of this disqualification. This disqualification is nothing but consequential.
The Vadra Congress keeps its legal strategy on Rahul under wraps. Will they challenge the conviction and the disqualification? And from the NCP to the Aam Aadmi Party to the BRS, Rahul's disqualification becomes an inflection point, at least for tonight, in the opposition strategy. And ladies and gentlemen, Rahul Gandhi has been disqualified after his conviction as the MP of Wayanad. His conviction is for casteist comments. For tonight, the opposition is together. What's the political impact? Let's debate.
I'll tell you what my opinion on the ordinance is. My opinion on the ordinance is that it's complete nonsense and that it should be torn up and thrown out. That's my opinion, my personal opinion on the ordinance. I'll repeat it for you. It should be torn up and thrown away.
In 2013, Rahul Gandhi openly went against his own government and spoke about tearing the ordinance that would have stayed the disqualification of convicted lawmakers. 10 years later, he has been disqualified from Lok Sabha after his conviction by Surat Court in a criminal defamation case.
The Supreme Court in April 2013 held MPs and MLAs convicted with a minimum 2-year sentence will be immediately disqualified from the House without getting 3 months to appeal, as was the case until then. 5 months later, the then ruling Congress in the centre hurriedly pushed an ordinance that sought to overturn the rule that disqualifies convicted MPs and MLAs. Mr. Gandhi came out against his party's decision and called the move complete nonsense.
और सच बोलने वालों को लोकतंत्र के उसूलों के अनुसार और संविधान के तहत और उसकी रक्षा के लिए और जनता के हकूक के लिए लड़ने वालों का मुंह बंद करने के लिए उनको सदन से बाहर डाला गया है.
As of this minute, he is no longer a member of Lok Sabha and cannot contest elections for 8 years. A move that will have a huge impact in 2024 elections for Congress that wanted to push Rahul Gandhi as the PM face. The BJP has claimed that the disqualification is as per the law.
मित्रों, कांग्रेस पार्टी चाहती है और विशेष करके उनकी प्रमुख परिवार चाहती है उनके लिए एक अलग आईपीसी बने। उस आईपीसी के तहत उनके ऊपर कोई सजा ना हो, उनके लिए कानून अलग हो, उनके लिए न्यायपालिका अलग हो। प्रजातंत्र की इस इंस्टीट्यूशन में कानून सभी के लिए एक प्रकार होते हैं।
This move by the Lok Sabha Secretariat seems to have united the fragmented opposition, pivoting the opposition to rally behind Rahul.
पूरे देश से ये एक ऐसा माहौल बनाना चाहते हैं कि देश में बस एक ही पार्टी बचे, वन नेशन वन पार्टी, और सारी पार्टियों को खत्म कर दिया जाए.
विपक्ष के सभी लोग
कांग्रेस के सभी साथी, सभी रीजनल पार्टी जो भी इनके वैचारिक विरोधी हैं, सभी लोगों को देर नहीं करना चाहिए, एक हो करके मजबूती के साथ लड़ाई लड़ने की जरूरत है।
What just happened to Mr. Rahul Gandhi? The BJP are desperate to silence the voice of the opposition. We know they are desperate. We know they want to silence the voice. We know they would go to all kinds of lows, but this is the low of the low.
As far as the Congress party is concerned, they've decided to use this issue to attack the government, and they're getting support from the complete opposition, which was otherwise a divided house until last week, with all parties refusing to even march together towards the Enforcement Directorate on the cases and the crackdown on corruption.
Rahul, in his first response after disqualification, said he's fighting for the voice of India and is ready to pay any cost. Congress is hitting the streets over Rahul's disqualification. The political ramifications are far and wide. But isn't Rahul Gandhi responsible for his own position? Let's debate.
Ravi Shankar Prasad, Member of Parliament and former Union Minister, is my first guest. Mr. Prasad, I want to keep it extremely pointed today. The BJP is celebrating this move and calling it a legal recourse, and they're saying that this is the direct consequence of a conviction. Now, will you back a similar disqualification if any of your, that is the BJP's 83 MPs and MLAs who have declared criminal cases against them are to be convicted tomorrow? And the disqualification will be with immediate effect. Will you back the disqualification of 83 MPs and MLAs of the BJP in a similar way if it were to happen tomorrow?
Arnab Goswami, today in newspapers, a list of 32 MLAs, MPs, ex-chief ministers have been published, who, upon being convicted, is stood disqualified immediately. This also includes 6 MLAs of BJP, including in UP, including in Karnataka and other places. This includes Lalu Prasad also, former Chief Minister also. This includes 7 MLAs of my own state. So this is the law of the land, including many of the Congress. Does Rahul Gandhi want a different law altogether for himself? Obviously, if a conviction takes place, the law will take its own course. As simple as that, because the law post Lily Thomas case is held by Supreme Court, that disqualification kicks in immediately. But Arnab Goswami, today allow me to make only one submission.
But in September 2017, in September 2017, Mr. Prasad, the centre had cited a 2007 Supreme Court verdict in which a 3-judge bench, right, to argue that lawmakers convicted in any criminal case will not stand automatically disqualified. September 2017, it is the Narendra Modi government. You had said in the Supreme Court that any MP convicted in any criminal case would not stand automatically disqualified. So I don't understand whether your position has changed. Is that the case?
I don't know.
And I'm referring to the Lok Prahari case.
In what context?
The Lok Prahari case, the NGO Lok Prahari's case.
Arnab Goswami, in a particular case, what stand is taken is not the issue. What law of the land is the important issue. And the law of the land, Lily Thomas case, reaffirmed by the Supreme Court subsequently, is the law. On the contrary, let me tell you something different. When Lalu Prasad, after being convicted in the Fortress scam, was lobbying for that ordinance which was thought to be termed as nonsense and must be torn away, when the matter came, I remember I was in the upper house, deputy leader, and Mr. Arun Jaitley was there. We all said, no, we should not bring any law to make disqualification an exemption till your appeal is heard. Because there was a debate also, then why only first appeal? Let us wait till the Supreme Court uphold the conviction. And no, There has to be some probity and propriety. Let's leave it there. But what I'm only telling you is that today 32 cases are printed in newspapers, including former chief ministers who have been disqualified upon being held to be guilty and convicted. But Arnab Goswami, I am raising a more fundamental issue. And I would like you to debate it forward.
But I am also raising a very fundamental issue, and I want to interrupt you there if you don't mind, sir. If you don't mind, I want to interrupt you there. I would like to raise a fundamental issue with you, Mr. Prasad. Are you saying that you disagree with the law but agree with its application?
Arnab, you are hair splitting. I am sorry to tell you that. The law of the land today is,
how am I hair splitting?
with which all of us are bound, including the speaker. Please. No, I have got the right to have my different perception. The law is what ultimately the court upholds. Today, in the wake of Lee Thomas, Section 8(4) of the Representation of People Act stands obliterated, which gave you a leeway of 3 months to appeal to the Supreme Higher Court to get a stay against your conviction or sentence, as the case may be. There would not to be an automatic disqualification. In Lee Thomas' case, the Supreme Court in a constitutional bench quashed that. And thereafter, the whole attempt was made to get an ordinance passed which did not fructify. Therefore, today the position is like that. The Supreme Court has again clarified that also in subsequent case of Shukla's case. Let us leave the legalese apart for a moment. What I am simply asking you, and that is a very important question I am trying to raise, allow me to raise it. Yesterday, Mr. Rahul Gandhi was convicted. Congress party has a battery of very eminent lawyers in the Raj Sabha and otherwise. They can hire a charter plane, can go to the district court in Surat, try for a stay on conviction. They could have gone to the High Court in Ahmedabad or to the Supreme Court. In case of Pawan Khera, they managed a stay against his arrest from the tarmac of airport in Delhi or not. And within 2 hours. And why no attempt was made at all in case of Mr. Rahul Gandhi? Why not? Was an attempt that Rahul Gandhi must be shown as a Balidani. This is something very surprising. And now saying all sorts of things. The democracy is under peril. Rahul Gandhi is being hounded out. You had a legal recourse available. You have a battery of eminent lawyers. You did not at all pursue that course. And now you are blaming everyone. That is not fair. This is too much of a suspicious circumstances surrounding the whole manner in which Rahul's case has been handled.
Yes, suspicious on all sides. It's suspicious on all sides. Intriguing on all sides. Intriguing on all sides, Ravika Shankar Prasad. I thank you so much for that clarity on your party's position. And I am now delighted to have former Attorney General of India and senior advocate with us, Mr. Mukul Rohatgi, to throw light on the legal aspects of this matter. Mr. Rohatgi, it's a pleasure to have you on Republic tonight. Now, what is the legal point on this? Where do you stand on this? Is the disqualification automatic and irreversible?
Arnab, the disqualification is automatic as per the law. The moment conviction is recorded by the judge, it does not require any further act, including the notification issued by the Secretary General today. It has no meaning because disqualification has taken effect. But it is not irreversible. The disqualification will be challenged in an appellate court, and what is required is a stay of the conviction, that is of the guilt, finding of guilt, because mere stay of the sentence is not good enough to get the person back in parliament. A stay of the sentence can keep you out of jail, but can't take you to parliament. You need to get a stay of the finding of guilt to get back into parliament. This is routine, it is elementary, it is done day in and day out, because every second day MPs and MLAs are disqualified on different grounds, including things like corrupt practice or wrong nomination paper, this, that, and the other. So that's what the law is. It is routinely done, but they must prefer an appeal at the earliest. So it is baffling that they haven't filed an appeal yet.
Are you also surprised they haven't filed an appeal yet?
I am very surprised, Arnab. In the Supreme Court, we have come across cases where the High Court passes the judgment in the morning The appeal is filed in the afternoon and the matter is mentioned before the Chief Justice of India the next day. Now, that is far more difficult than filing an appeal in one district only, from a trial judge to a district judge in the same area. The appeal should have been preferred in matters of hours. It is routinely done. In hundreds of cases it is done. They should have required a hearing, requested a hearing at 4 p.m. yesterday, or at least 10 a.m. today. You have a battery of lawyers. What are you twiddling your thumbs for? And then you will ultimately blame the EC if you don't do anything, say for the next 10, 15 days, because you have time to file an appeal. But the EC, if the EC acts and ultimately, directs that there should be a poll, the seat is vacant, all kinds of complications will arise. They must file an appeal and take the chance.
Actually, I'm surprised too. In the case of Pawan Khera, they moved within seconds and minutes. And in this case, they're not moving. Obviously, the Congress party is enjoying this. The BJP is enjoying this. Some people watching this might think, oh God, this could be a fixed match. But what you're saying tonight, Mr. Mukul Rohatgi, is that it would be illegal. You're saying it would be wrong if the speaker were not to disqualify Rahul Gandhi, given the fact that in the past, innumerable number of MPs and MLAs have been disqualified at least for a while this way.
Yeah, but Arnab, I want to make one thing very clear, which I have told in every channel. See, the law does not require the speaker to issue any notification whatsoever. The disqualification takes effect under the law automatically on the one second after the judge passes the judgment. This is only as a formality to tell the world at large that this has happened. It is not a requirement of the law. Let's be very clear. There are some laws which provide that they will take effect if something is done by some authority. Some order is issued, some notification is issued, or a gazette notification is issued, something like that. This is not that case. Here the law says that disqualification is automatic, it is seamless, dependent upon the conviction. What was attempted in the judgment I just saw you mention, the Prahari judgment. Let me make it clear. It's not a 2017 judgment.
Yeah.
It's a 2013 judgment delivered in a batch of cases which were filed in 2005. At that time, there was an exemption clause which said that for sitting MPs and MLAs, the disqualification will not take effect immediately, but will await 90 days or something, all the time to file an appeal. That was challenged as being arbitrary. That provision was struck down. So from that day onwards, it is clear that there is no exemption. And that was at the time of the Congress party. That's very, very clear in 2013. So,
but there are last question. There are two views.
Sorry?
No. I don't want to get into the politics of it, but there are two views, Mr. Rohatgi, on whether if Rahul Gandhi gets a stay on this, whether he can come back as a member of parliament.
Yeah, no.
Or whether,
Arnab,
even if he gets a stay,
no two views.
Can he come back as a member of parliament if he gets a stay?
Yes, I will answer it. He has to get a stay of the conviction, that is stay of the guilt, not of the mere sentence of 2 years. If he gets a stay of the conviction stroke guilt, then he can come back to parliament. But if he does not get a stay of the conviction stroke guilt, he cannot come back to parliament. It is done routinely. It is nothing new.
So just because the matter is being heard in a higher court does not mean he comes back to parliament.
If he does not get a stay of conviction, he cannot come back to parliament. I must have done 100 cases in the last 5 years of this type.
And is there any point going to the EC with this?
You don't need to go to the EC. Once you get a stay of conviction, EC automatically stops. Simple. Because once you get a stay of conviction...
No, I'm saying if you don't get... No, that's not what I said. I said if you don't get a stay of the conviction, is there any point taking your case to the EC? Does the EC have any prima facie case to intervene in something like this?
Not at all. The EC has no jurisdiction not to hold the poll. EC is bound to hold the poll if the disqualification is operative, because it cannot leave one constituency rudderless without a representative. EC has no jurisdiction to say we will not have a poll. Impossible.
Yeah. Well, this is very, 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 very interesting indeed. Very, very interesting. Mukul Rohatgi, thank you very much. Thank you very much. That throws a lot of light. Shall we open the debate? With me tonight is Abhishek Kapoor and Deepti Sachdeva also joining us on the debate. What a fascinating day, Deepti. Very exciting. You've been anchoring all day, unexpected twists and turns all day.
Yes, and you know, I must say this, I was recalling the 2014 interview of Arnab with Rahul Gandhi. Something I think that one must remember in context. What is Rahul Gandhi today? He's an ex-member of parliament. He's an ex-Congress president today. But I think what Mukul Rohatgi and Ravi Shankar Prasad today have said are very important things. Does the Congress have a plan? And is the Congress just, you know, much like the Bharat Jodo Yatra, they're thinking that this is going to be the moral booster that is needed for the Congress party, considering that you have no opposition leaders who want to do business with Rahul Gandhi anymore. They do not believe in Rahul Gandhi. And what is Rahul Gandhi really wanting to do tomorrow at 1 o'clock? In fact, is his press conference is what Aishwarya, in fact, has just told us.
Whether this becomes a combined show of strength.
And will it last?
And will it
even last?
Okay, opening this up. Okay, will it last? Mr. Sabharwal and Monojit Mandal will, for example, will the entire opposition go on an all-India march under the leadership of Rahul Gandhi on this? Will it be the rallying point for the entire opposition? And how long will it last?
Today is a very unfortunate day for the country, for a democracy, which has happened. We have a Congress President Khadke and we have a lot of senior leaders of the different parties. We are all facing all these problems. You know, the democracy is being killed. Rahul Gandhi ji was a Congress President. You were saying that he's an ex-MP. We will take all remedies which the legal and more it's a political issue. We will go to the masses with collective efforts. All the opposition parties are coming together with the Congress party. We will fight it out. And the people of India will decide. They will be able to judge who is right and who is wrong.
Okay, I'll get Gaurav Bhatia straight into this. Gaurav,
so it's a question of,
I'll let Gaurav Bhatia straight into this. I'll line up the audio, put him up on air. This is a BJP versus opposition debate. I'd like to put Gaurav and Kovai Satyan on the left. Gaurav, can you hear me now? Kovai and Gaurav, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, Arnab.
The question everybody is asking, Gaurav.
I can hear you.
The question everybody is asking, if this becomes a rallying point for the opposition, is it a self-inflicted goal for the BJP?
We all know who is the Pele of self-goals. It's Rahul Gandhi himself. But Arnab, let's not trivialize the topic. This is not about a political self-goal or a six or a century being scored. This is about giving a strong message that the judiciary of our country has given to the Gandhi Parivar and to Rahul Gandhi that you are not above the law of the country, number one. Two, as you rightly said in the case of Pawan Kheda, this very Congress rushed to the Honorable Supreme Court within an hour. Why couldn't they do it in the case of Rahul Gandhi? Maybe the Congress leaders from within also feel that their chances of faring better if Rahul Gandhi is not around, and thus they are hatching this conspiracy against him. Third and most importantly, when you insult the OBC community, and law will take its own course. Today, the law is clear that Rahul Gandhi is guilty. His conviction, I'm not talking about the sentence, his conviction has not been stayed and consequences would follow. This same Rahul Gandhi is a habitual offender. Let's not forget, in the Rafale case, I have that judgment in hand. Rahul, what did the Honorable Supreme Court warn Rahul Gandhi about? And the Supreme Court remarked, very clearly, I'm reading that line. Certainly, Mr. Gandhi needs to be more careful in future. Why was Mr. Rahul Gandhi not more responsible and careful? Because he thinks he is above the law of the country. And last but not the least, a former parliamentarian who said, unfortunately, I am an MP. So today, India is fortunate to get rid of an MP who thinks that he is an MP, unfortunately. And thus, law has taught a lesson to Mr. Rahul Gandhi, and this would always be remembered as a golden moment for the judiciary. The pen of a magistrate emerged mightier than the entire Gandhi Parivar and the psychophants put together.
I think the political point in what you made, and I want Abhishek, I want you to take off on this. Maybe you can ask Priyanka Kakkar of the Aam Aadmi Party. I think the operational point I find in what he says there is that this is an anti-OBC comment. There's an attempt here by the BJP to ask the opposition, are you supporting the anti-OBC comments of Rahul Gandhi?
Well, so Arnab,
maybe from you to the other leaders.
In 2014, it helped the BJP, the Chai Wala comment. In 2019, it helped the BJP, the Neet Jati comment of Priyanka Gandhi. So obviously, if you look at it, if the OBC is the target of Rahul Gandhi's comments, if the BJP can really pick it up, then of course it builds a case.
But will it be seen that way? Priyanka, do you look at it that way? Priyanka, see, Gaurav is saying to you tonight, are you officially supporting the anti-OBC position and the casteist remarks of Rahul Gandhi, and are you prepared for the political consequences of supporting casteist remarks, Priyanka?
Arnabji, I'm not even in favor of the PM referring to Renuka Chaudhary as Roopnakha. So this is besides the point. The first thing is that, see, what is happening right now is, he did. What is happening right now is that
that's not correct.
What is happening right now is,
he said
what is happening right now is that the voice of the opposition has to be crushed, and it seems to us that the BJP only has two modus operandi. One is through the ED, CBI, and one is through disqualifying Rahul Gandhi from the Lok Sabha membership today. What is happening consistently? I think in 2024, they are devoid of any muddas now. What will they go and tell the people? That we did demonetization, vote for us. We brought in inflation, vote for us. Petrol is 100 ke par, vote for us. The electricity is so high, vote for us. Rupee is crossed 80 rupees per dollar, vote for us. They have no muddas, so they want to completely crush the opposition. Let me also state it on record that we have differences with the Congress, but this step is incorrect, and we are condemning this act. You see what is happening today in Manish Sisodia's case.
So for how many days are you united on this? For how many days are you united on this? And Monojit, in how many days are you united on this? In Manish Sisodia's case, the Congress party attacked Manish Sisodia and took on the Congress. I just want to know from Monojit, for how many days will this unity last? Is this a permanent unity, a unity for a few days, seasonal or perpetual?
The problem in this country and the political party that is ruling the country, they understand only one thing, that is electoral politics. And that's why they call themselves election machine. We are thinking about the other issues, the political morality, democratic polity in this country, which is under terrible threat because of this political dispensation. We are not even thinking about electoral politics. Our differences, look at this, our differences with the political party called Congress, especially of the Bengal unit, it will remain. That's besides the point. The point is here about the constitutional propriety and democratic polity. A person making comment in a different state and you file a criminal case another state which is ruled by the BJP, and you are saying the state has got nothing to do with that, when my good friend lawyer from BJP knows that is the public prosecutor who actually pursues the case. I mean, is this a case? Arnab, please don't mind saying this. If this is a criminal defamation, then you have been committing criminal defamation every other night 3 years back when you were calling out Uddhav Thackeray. Did you have any criminal defamation case against you and leading to conviction? What is this?
Oh yes, I'm sorry. Which world are you living in? 1 minute. One minute. Hello. Monojit, now since you asked that question, you will have to take a reply. Since you asked me that question, you will have to take a reply. Since you asked me the question, you will have to take a reply whether you like it or not. Yes. I'm happy to inform you about something, and I hope you will listen to me. Since you asked a question, and it is in all fairness important that the question is not unanswered, it has a certain context. In that particular case, listen to me, don't keep saying yes, yes. In that particular case, as Saurabh Shukla will tell you, when I was taking on Uddhav and Sonia Gandhi and asking openly on television why Sonia Gandhi was silent on the killing of sadhus in Palghar, it was Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi and the Vadra Congress which decided to have me interrogated for 50 hours and filed 100 FIRs against me. What are you talking about? You obviously have not done your homework before the debate. Saurabh, please tell him he's lining up behind the wrong guy. The Congress party is the party which is at the core of defamation. The Congress party are the specialists in defamation threatening. Saurabh, tell him on this. Don't make a virtue. You have a political necessity. Don't turn it into a virtue for now. Saurabh is on the debate. Saurabh.
Now you have to listen to
you got a fitting reply and a great reply from me tonight.
This is about, I'll tell you, Monojit, this is about...
Don't play victim.
You know that cases have been filed against journalists for speaking out. Your party and your supporters have done it. But I must tell you, I'm intrigued. Why is that the lawyers for the Congress party not gone and filed, a plea in the courts? You had Mukul Rohtgi, arguing at why is that? That's the intrigue is the factor which you must answer. Why is that? Do you want him to become a political martyr? Because is that a part of a game plan? Please answer me. Is this a part of the Congress game plan or the opposition game plan? Because you are bereft of any issues. Why is that?
The question here is the question is only on the only question, Deepti, that we want to look at today, Deepti and Abhishek. The only question we want to look at is how long will this last? If people are watching the program tonight, forget all this moralizing, because the only point is how long will it last? That's the only question. Deepti, Abhishek, how long will it last? Let's push a question.
On a burning question. And when we asked him, Monojit, you must listen to this carefully. We had Riju Datta from the Trinamool Congress.
I can't hear Monojit at all in the studio.
Riju Datta from the Trinamool Congress. Monojit, listen to this. This is important for you. Monojit, are you willing to do business with the Congress party? When I asked him this, he said, we are standing with Rahul Gandhi in this fight, but we will not go with the Congress come 2024. This is what Riju Datta said.
Just let him reply. Monojit is saying something. I want to hear him. Yeah. Monojit.
Again, you come back. To your favorite issue of electioneering. That's what I've said. I've called out about the fact that this is not about electoral politics. This is about the democratic principles of this country, which we have been harboring for years.
Politics, sir.
The founding fathers of this country, starting from Tegot to Ambedkar.
We're taking Gaurav on the left-hand side. Gaurav and Pratik are on the left-hand side right now. Gaurav responding after that.
Why you have the right to free speech? Not to write speech, but free speech.
Let me be quiet.
You indulge in hate speech, people like Anurag Thakur.
Okay.
You indulge and harbor
please ask him to be quiet and let me respond now.
And you jail a person who is tweeting or saying something against the government.
Please ask him to be quiet. He's wasting the viewers' time.
That is the democracy that this government practices.
Okay.
You
He'll not stop because he just needs to, prolong his statement.
You promote them.
Without any.
My only question is, Monojit, how long will this last? I'm being very specific here, and I'd like to have Gaurav reply. Kovai and Pratik have not spoken. I'm extending it into debate number 2.
Yes.
Gaurav is on the debate. Question is, how long will it last? Let's get assessments from everyone.
Yes.
How long will it last? Gaurav, briefly. If it lasts long, you're in trouble. You're in serious trouble.
Arnab, this is the nation is in good state and we are not in trouble, and I'll tell you the reason why. This is glue of corruption, glue of convenience, glue of lust of power, and this is not going to last too long. But let me make it very clear. When Mr. Kharge cast aspersions on the judge and the judiciary like Rahul Gandhi, his master and tutor, I must say that he is also guilty of contempt of court. And I strongly believe the court should draw a notice against him. And what a journey for Rahul Gandhi. He's an accused in the National Herald case, Arnab. He's apologized before the Honorable Supreme Court in the Rafael case for lying, and now he's a convict too who has lost his membership of the parliament. And this has been his journey that people of India are watching, and I will... Please do not do this. Stop heckling. Stop heckling.
Starting from
Stop heckling. Stop heckling.
Both audios.
He's out on bail. If you're not aware, I'm telling you.
Gimmicks for you.
Don't. Please, Arnab, allow me to complete my point. He's heckling me. Okay, I just want to say one more thing.
What is the conviction?
When they cast aspersions on the judiciary,
said
I have a
some
judgment
leaders have
of
got
the
no
Supreme
conviction
Court,
for the last
where
10
Rahul
years.
Gandhi
Fact
was
of the
also
matter is,
accused.
fact of the matter is, fact of the matter is, Gaurav Bhatia, fact of the matter is this. 1 minute, please, 1 minute. 1 minute, please. May I can't hear them in the studio. Can the fallback be higher, please? Can't hear them at all.
Question being, was in the favor of Rahul Gandhi. How can he question the judiciary?
Arnab,
that is the larger point I wish to make.
Okay. Now,
the government is
Monojit, I'm going to. I'll get Pratik on the left and Kovai on the left, please. Pratik and Kovai on the left.
Is scared of words.
Yeah, okay. Now my only question is, Kovai and Pratik, you must be very practical about it. Kovai and Pratik on the left. I'm just one. Monojit, let me get a few others. And I'm getting Renu, who has not spoken, on the right, along with Romesh Sabharwal. Issue is, Kovai and Pratik, politics moves in inflection points. Couldn't this be the inflection point? Just consider it. Everything is going swimmingly well for the BJP. But then this episode happens. The BJP underestimates the opposition's response. And the opposition comes together and stays together. Though I have my doubts. I don't think this is going to last more than a few days. Can the BJP risk that possibility? Kovai.
Arnab, the fellow panelists may not agree with me on my opening remarks, but the viewers will. NDA today lost its biggest intangible asset. The biggest intangible asset to India is Mr. Rahul Gandhi. Because wherever he goes and whatever narrative he tries to set, he gives a platter to the NDA in their favor. Having said that, and the much needed narrative for the opposition, they call it united progressive, however they are not united. They had given the much needed narrative that it's not the central agencies that are under the disposal of central government, it is the judiciary. And they will go bonkers about all over. And the post-mortem of this case will happen, and that will ensure that the entire narrative of opposition will fizz out in few days. Because the post-mortem will reveal Mr. Rahul Gandhi is a habitual liar, even in judiciary. It was in June 2020 when this case was on, he went to the court and said he has not made any such remarks against Nirav Modi, all Modis, and Modis are the one who are the robbers. He said it in the court when the case was on, and the entire nation will come to know the selective silence of Congress in this case, because they were waiting for this moment to build a narrative in their favor, and which finally they got it.
Which in my way, in a way is my precise point, Renu. See, the Congress response is not legal, it is political. Because legally, they know the process has been followed. In fact, as Mukul Rohatgi just said, Renu, if he had not been disqualified, that would have been, if he had not been disqualified, that would have been illegal of the speaker not to disqualify him. That would have been giving him some preferential position, and he cannot get a preferential position. Secondly, the Congress is not sure, Abhishek. Huh?
It's automatic.
The Congress is not sure of its own legal position, which is why it's not going to court at all. It's making it political. If it goes to court, I don't think the court will entertain it beyond the point. Renu, will it entertain it? Will the courts entertain this beyond the point?
They will at least listen to it.
They will listen to the case, but there have been automatic disqualifications.
Yeah, as the law stands.
So they are not going to the court.
Yes.
So they are not going to the court.
And the courts have been wanting a stricter implementation of defamation and hate speech laws. So whatever observations the Supreme Court has made, for example, might influence the decision.
They can't make an exception. Renu.
Same thing, sir. Let's others also talk, na. Please, you have to tell these guys to pipe down.
I can't hear in the studio, please. Louder in the foldback, please.
The point is that I think that Rahul Gandhi is in big trouble. I don't think that in the next 1 month, where he's been given bail, he will be able to get a retraction from any of the courts, whether it is the Session Court or the High Court or the Supreme Court, because they're not going to entertain. And I think that after 1 month, Rahul Gandhi will have to go to jail, and for 8 long years, he'll not be able to contest elections. Now the point is that Rahul Gandhi ne khud apne pair pe kuladi mari hai. Do you remember in 2013 when he came to the press club and he tore up that ordinance which the UPA government had brought to save Lalu Yadav, which said that unless you, till you reach the Supreme Court, you have a right to remain an MP, and at that time only after you get denied justice by the Supreme Court will you be able to, you have to give up your membership. Now Rahul Gandhi said no, it will look like we are supporting criminals and we are supporting corruption and this and that. Very very high sounding moral ground. जो अपने पैर पे खुद ही कुल्हाड़ी मारा है उसने. My point is that Rahul Gandhi they never took this case seriously in the court. They never thought that he could be disqualified by the speaker. Now is that the problem within the Congress party, because it could not formulate its
Arnab, can I respond, please?
Or was it sabotage from within? There are lots. 1 minute, please. Let me say. Please let me finish. You guys go on.
Gaurav, I'm coming to you. Let Pratik respond briefly because he hasn't spoken. Coming right to you after that. Pratik.
Yes. Arnab, see, if we analyze this case, a private person files the case. Please, a private person files the case. Court of law, after conducting a trial, convicts Mr. Gandhi. Disqualification happens by virtue of settled law by Supreme Court. There is no point where a Lok Sabha Secretariat or Government of India or Mr. Narendra Modi may have intervened. There is a legal remedy available to Congress and Mr. Gandhi, but they don't want to use it. They want to put themselves as a shaheed. Then, nobody can do anything. Just as the AAP spokesperson said previously, that whole opposition voice is suppressed. They are not realizing to this position that they have a liberty to criticize our country, India,
Pratik.
on the foreign soil. See,
Pratik.
it is not a.
Pratik. The real issue I find now, Pratik, and this is my thought on this, and I want to get Priyanka and maybe Deepthi can come in on this. You see the one point. I just want to take this to Priyanka. See, Priyanka, you are the spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party. You very well know that in the case of Sisodia, let me not get into whether the Congress party attacked you, which they did. Whether the Congress party said you're a corrupt party, that Sisodia should be in jail, which is what they said. I'm not getting into that. What I'm getting into is that you are fighting that battle legally. And you are fighting it politically to some extent, but you're also fighting it legally. My question is, Priyanka, and maybe you can debate this with Gaurav. How do the people of the country understand that you're refusing to fight it legally? You only want to fight it politically. The Congress is not even going in for a stay. They are not even challenging this legally, but they only want it politically. In your case, you're fighting it legally and on your own politically. So, don't you find this strange behavior by the Congress? Priyanka.
Arnabji, see, I have no qualms in stating that Congress has in fact kept quiet many times when it should have spoken, and in fact, it has gone to the extent that Sandeep Dixit ji asked that Arvind Kejriwal ji ke upar UAPA ki dharaएं lag jaye. Is he a terrorist? So I know what the Congress has done. I'm very well aware of it. But this fight is against injustice. This fight is against the fact when there are 3 petitions pending for disqualification before the Speaker, 2 from TMC and 1 for YSR Reddy ji. Since 2020, they have been kept pending, whereas there is a very lightning speed action 24 hours and he is removed. Even if he, like you mentioned, he might go to the court, he can avail that remedy for 30 days. He has that time. Senior advocate is sitting with us. He can confirm with him. He has a 30-day limit to go ahead and do this. But what we are talking about is this constant disparity in behavior. When it comes to Manish Sisodia ji's case also, let me please complete this point, that there is no name in the charge sheet. There are 2 charge sheets and yet he is behind bars. Not a single penny recovered from him. And then there is a Bhajpa in Karnataka who Range Hathon 40 lakh was recovered and 6 crores was recovered from his home and he got the bail.
But you have not answered my question, Priyanka, which is that why is if the Congress party feels so strongly about this, why don't they go to an appellate court? I don't understand that at all.
Gaurav, yes. Do you think it's a political strategy? Do you think it's a political strategy, Priyanka ji?
Yes.
Do you think it's a political strategy?
That is for Congress to answer. I am in no position. I am in no position to comment on the internal matters. If you ask me a question, you will have to hear the answer.
As Arnab was saying as well, that there is a
Arnab,
legal
let
remedy
me expose
available.
the hypocrisy. Please give me 1 minute of uninterrupted time.
I will expose your hypocrisy.
Expose the
Kapil Mishra
hypocrisy.
called the Prime Minister and ISI agent Kapil Mishra
Please ask her to be quiet, please.
Gave a gave a speech inciting violence.
She suffers from verbal diarrhea. She does it every time.
Much like Arvind Kejriwal saying the Congress is finished. He said the Congress is finished. So there is a bit of hypocrisy, I think, at the end of the Aam Aadmi Party. But Gaurav, what if today you have the entire opposition, someone like a Tejasvi Yadav, let's not forget, he was also, quick to respond, Arnab, because he also a few days ago has said something about Gujaratis. Is the opposition scared? Is the opposition running scared? That is why they've gotten united. Gaurav?
Senior advocate should be wiser with his words. Please let him know.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Try
So first of all, the AAP spokesperson doesn't know what Arvind Kejriwal said in the year 2013 when this ordinance was being brought in by the Congress UPA government. Arnab, at that time, Arvind Kejriwal clearly stated that such an ordinance shouldn't come. Please be quiet. Please be quiet.
You be quiet and choose your words carefully.
You might be aware,
just because
you
you're
might not be aware. I don't care.
designated doesn't mean just because you're in power doesn't mean that you can belittle other people. Please, you choose your words carefully. Otherwise,
suffering from verbal diarrhea.
Okay. Priyanka and Gaurav, we have just 2 minutes left. I already extended the debate.
Then please be a good moderator and tell him to choose his words carefully. I tell him to answer on 3 petitions.
Yeah, I'm just saying to both of you, okay. I know this is a sharp debate. I'll remove all personal barbs. Let's go straight to the news point. I'm getting Gaurav's response. This is a very newsy day. Thank you, Priyanka.
To speak without personal barbs.
And you have to give me 30
No,
seconds.
we'll avoid the personal barbs for now, Priyanka, from both sides. Thank you.
It is only because
I have not made a single one, Arnab ji. Please don't insinuate anything incorrect.
Party today. They are competing with the Congress to be the champion in corruption. And about Rahul Gandhi, look at the U-turn. He said the ordinance is rubbish and he tore that ordinance. So he was in favor. He was in favor of a member of parliament being disqualified if he is convicted for a sentence of over 2 years.
But that was his position in 2013, I think.
Not be applied to Rahul Gandhi.
39%.
Yes.
Last point to Abhishek.
Not be allowed to Rahul Gandhi above the law of the country. That is the point.
You have already considered
the point.
Seniors criminal.
What is Monajit saying?
I'm naming Nitish
Monajit Mandal has already conceded actually.
Has
given by the
dozen cases including murder and dacoity, and you are muddling the voice
Monajit,
of the people who are
you said earlier.
What are you
You said this is about electoral politics.
Okay, I'll have to close this for want of time. I think viewers, we should watch this very closely.
This is a party affiliation here.
Yes.
Able to meet the judge.
Yes, 10 seconds. Go on, Monajit. 10 seconds.
Words. What do you read, my lord? My lord, words. What do you read, my lord? I'd have said this to the honorable judges of Surat. Thank you so much. This country has now become...
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'll watch this very closely. Mukul Rohatgi says that it even he's made it quite clear that this seems to be a fairly clear disqualification. I find it very strange that if the Congress party feels so strongly about it, they're not going to the court with it. That's bizarre. On the other side, the legal implications. I think we'll look at that in great detail. Very newsy day. Rahul Gandhi has been disqualified. Will Rahul Gandhi remain disqualified for 6 years if there is no stay on his conviction? Will Rahul Gandhi be unable to contest elections till he's 60 years old? Ladies and gentlemen, or maybe 62 years old? We'll talk about that when I'm back.